Hi. Look who's back with us. It's Kylie. Hopefully she won't break any bones logging off this time.
I'm going to try my best not to.
Yeah. If you're new here, thank you for watching, and especially on replay if you're watching on replay, and welcome. But I do see friends in chat so far. We're going to do a few things, but let's say some hellos first. Hello, Julie. Hey, Mo. You're here, but away from your keyboard. No, you're fine. Hi, Teresa. I'm glad to have you here. Oh, you won't be able to stay for the whole time, but that's okay. That is okay. It's going to be fun. We have two things we're working on today. Because I have new stamps. Did you guys see them? Hi, Charmaine. Let's let Kylie, she's going to be helping with chat, and let her have a little hello with you.
Yeah, so hello everyone. Can I just do a quick sound check? Because last time I was on, there was a bit of kind of feedback. So can everyone watching hear okay?
I can. I'm not hearing any feedback at all. Hi, Lexi. Got to speed wash some dishes and then run to the art room. I'm good at speed washing if that's what I get to do at the end. So yeah. Oh, yeah. So these are my new stamps, and they're pretty small. But she said if there was, and I kind of thought it would be a stencil. So I was really surprised. Hi, Trish. Hey, Evie, in the background there. I kind of thought that maybe because they're frames, that it was going to be a stencil, and I was quite surprised and delighted that they're stamps. So that one's nice and small, and it would be perfect to make a cool pattern. And or wings. Check it out. You could make wings or something. That would be kind of fun, huh? And then there's that one. And I have something kind of fun that we can do with these, just a little demo first, and then we might break them out when we assembly line our project, because it's gel plate June and July, and we are working on that still. So, and I do have my other stamps out here too. But let's let people come in while I just kind of share these real quick.
We've got Debbie and Trish now.
Yay! Hello. So if you guys show interest in these and you wanted to see it in a stencil or a larger stamp, we just have to let Mariah know. I would love to see it in a stencil that I could use like on a 5x7 plate. I think that would be really fun. And maybe some Christmas gifts coming up, or, you know, a good way to use it like that. Perhaps. Or we could just make patterns. That's fine. So what I did here to get started, I took my embossing powder, I stamped out some of my images, and I put them on tissue paper. So when you glue them down, the tissue paper is just going to kind of disappear. You're not, and then you can put it on anything that way. You're not kind of limited to or trying to get it even on the surface that you're on. It can be an uneven surface to begin with. So I just thought that was really fun. And this is another way. And I used some paint to paint in the trees. There. And then you can get it wet also and break very carefully, break away the little pieces, and just, you know, leave a little rough edge. But I mean very carefully, because that's what I did here, and I was too rough with it. I was so sad when I was trying to get the middle out. But you know, you can just spray them with water. There's that one. And then I used a pen for embossing powder. If you don't have one of these, you should get one. Hi, Diane. I just colored it in, and then I used a clear embossing powder. It's the Tim Holtz, the glaze, you know. I've got two colors of the glaze here. It's the one that comes out clear. If you don't have that, you can use ink, like an ink pen, and then just a clear embossing powder. So I did this in 2 steps, colored it second. This one is also paint. And all I did was use an ugly gel print just to play on, like, we have failures, don't we? And then this one, it just was like the residual ink that was on the stamp already. And I went with it, and I think it makes it transparent and beautiful. So that's how this was born. This, I don't know if can you see that?
Mm.
So here's another example of the same with that transparent glaze. So if you use something that has a text on it, you can actually see the text through it. And I think that's really fun. So then, you make your edges invisible, and you've got this really cool thing happening. This could be painted with watercolor. It would fill in like stained glass too. Let's see here. Same here. Embossing powder. I just think they're so fun. Hey, Eddie. Mo's back. Thanks, Mo. I really like the black. What do you think of that?
The black's cool.
It is.
It
And then
really
I
is.
found a way you can actually color it in and do the 2 steps. So, you can, that was with the black and the copper, and it tore when I was taking it off of it was my own fault because I had some embossing powder that got left behind on the page I was heating up. And so when I picked it up, it tore it. So kind of like Chinese, they seal their cracks and heal, broken pottery with gold. So I just kind of did it with the copper and the pen. Just thought that was fun. A few more of those, and one in denim. So we may use one of these today. I'm kind of thinking I will. I'm going to put all of these back over here, but we're going to assembly line something fun. Are you guys all ready for this? Here, take all this stuff away. Get one of these pens if you don't have one. And that is the Distress embossing pen, because you can do all kinds of fun things and use your embossing powder in brand new ways. Like maybe mixed media ways that you didn't think about previously, which we could do today. So let me see. Okay, so I've got my little plates out. Who is going to do this with us? We're going to kind of do a little assembly line today. So raise your hand. Get some paper out here.
So we've now got Moma Juju Crafton in the studio.
Hi, Moma. You're new. I'm so glad you could make it. Thank you. Does everybody know Moma? Is that how we pronounce it? Moma Juju? Or is it Mama Juju?
M-O-M-A. Moma.
I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so we're going to assembly line. We're going to use our little plate, but there are some workarounds here. If you don't have a small plate, you can use your 5x7. And all you need to do is take a book page or any kind of paper, and you can cut out a circle, and then you lay that on your plate, and it's going to give you the same results. Or second option, you can use paper that's round. Afterwards, you could cut it or lay down your papers, your round papers. The purpose of the assembly line today is, how many of you have done junk journaling? Any junk journals, or any sort of, where you're doing the pockets and you're doing the, what are they called? This little scrap stacks and the, all the little fussy bits that we use. I loved doing that. On my old channel, I loved doing an assembly line where we just didn't have to make a whole lot of crazy decisions, and we didn't sit and fuss with one thing. We were making 12 at once, where you lay out all your little things, put down 10 circles, put down 10 pieces of scrap paper, put down 10 pieces of tiny fabric, put down, so we're kind of playing a little bit like that, but with a gel plate. So I think it's going to be fun. if you don't want to do circles, you could do squares. You could do a 3x5. However, you know, whatever your paper is that you're going to choose, you could use a paper bag or whatever you want. Or you can just do one. You don't have to assembly line it. But what I'm going to get to here is we're just going to start laying things out. We're going to make some quick decisions and we're going to see how it goes. Could turn out horrible, could turn out amazing. Let's find out, shall we?
So Sharon, do you want to go full screen so we can see more of what you lay out?
Let's do that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so first of all, this is a piece of calligraphy paper. You could use any kind. If you have baking paper, if you have 12 by 12 scrapbook paper in a white or a cream or a, you know, any sort of base color is fine. We're not going to, you know, just a light color. I mean, I suppose you could do this with black, but you're not going to get the overlap that we're kind of looking for here. So let's, oh yes, please. Thanks, Mo, for reminding everybody to hit that thumbs up. I really appreciate you. We got Mo Quick Draw in chat right now. Okay, so we're going to use our gel plate to do this. I'm going to use my small round. You can use anything you want, like I said, and there are a couple different options. So you could also just use a large punch at the end and, you know, make them round if you really want to. So I've got a stack of book pages here. And these are, I wish we had, we're going to do an altered book next time for our big project, and these actually came out of a book, and it would have been nice to, because there's like a tear out every 3 pages or whatever, and you end up with a lot of these. But you know, I had one that was already torn up, so it really worked out. So the very first thing, let me show you a couple little examples here. Now these aren't the finished, you know, we're not going to use these steps specifically, but these are ones that I had started. And it was, you know, trying to get to add a layer, add a layer, add a layer, you know, and do the same thing to all 3, but slightly differently. This one where I used a bigger plate, and this is the first one I did, and I actually tore out this is really fun. Tear out yourself a circle. Old paper tears even better. And then another one. And I'm not trying to make it even. And then another one like that. And then I've got all these little pieces that are fun to work with, you know. And all I did was I put the paint down, put that on the plate. And then when I laid it out, because I was just trying to block it out at first, it actually adhered the paper because of the paint that was under it. And I love the way it came out. Now this isn't a finished piece. Like I said, we're going to, you know, we can break out some markers for a layer. We're just going to shoot through some layers real quick. Does that sound fun, guys?
We've got Lisa in the house now.
Hey, Lisa. Everybody's having a fun summer so far, I hope. How's things going there? Everybody's warm, huh? Except for you, Kylie.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, and in the end, we're going to have the opportunity to add, you could add a different focal point to each one and maybe one 3D item. And you can put them in a frame. You could put them on a junk journal. You could put them on an art journal, inside of an art journal. Any way you want to use it, you can. But the point is to have a finished piece at the end and to go through the steps quickly. Okay, so I do have these 2 plates right here that I'm going to set up in case I need to roll out like a palette or I need an extra bit of shape. So I'm just setting those on the side. I don't necessarily need them. They're just here to help if I do. Okay, so I've got my big paper. Actually, these are in my way. Let's move all of this over just a hair. I get my my mouse pad out and it goes where my papers go. And so then I have to move everything again. Just so I've got my torn bits here. You could also do a landscape like this, which is really fun. Okay, first thing I want to do is get some color down. So I want you to choose 3 colors. And in those colors, black, white, and gray do not count. 3 colors. So choose 3. So, and I already know what I'm choosing right now. And these are going to be, you know, I'm going to end up with different shades of those colors because I'm using black, white, and gray to go with it. And then I've got these 2 colors. These are high flow. So you're going to want like some that are going to kind of separate on your plate, which I just conditioned mine. Hopefully I'll get some of that. And then maybe something that's not going to. So you're going to choose something nice and creamy and thick for your very first layer. And let's do that. All right. So we're going to use this like a stamp. And all we're trying to do is get our base down. So don't do any stencils or any texture or anything over it yet.
So
How many inches?
Sharon, Sharon, sorry to interrupt. Julie's asking the size of your circle gel plate. How many inches is it?
This one is a 4. I have a 4, a 6, and an 8. You can do this with, you know, a square one. A triangular one. They make the packs of 3. I know some of you have those. That's fine too. Okay, so I just want to get color down. This is like the gesso, but in color. So just make sure that you have enough on your plate and stamp it out without wiggling it too much. Careful. And I'm not trying to get perfectly even edges. I want it to be mixed media in the end and kind of messy like me. I don't know. Are you guys messy? I'm guessing. Oh, Lisa said it is Zoe's birthday. That is her daughter. Happy birthday, Zoe. Let's add another.
Yeah, and they've been out for afternoon tea.
That sounds nice. That's what I probably should have brought up here. I laid low on the coffee this morning, but I probably should have had tea. It's been cooler in the mornings here, and then it gets hot. I'm going to try to get 9 on here. And the more you get on your page, I mean, if you can only fit 2, fit 2. If you only want to do 1, do 1. But the point is the assembly line makes it fun. And you'll probably end up with one that you really, really like. And that'd be the one to cut out or frame or use them all. So I am going to try to line them up still. I don't know if I'm going to make 3 on there. Maybe we'll find out.
Okay, and we've also got, I don't know if it's Bri or Bree in the house.
Well, hello.
But they are going to be crafting in the background, listening but crafting in the background.
Oh, that's awesome. Welcome, Bree. I don't think we've met. Okay, and then I need one more bit of this paint out here. Just a little. That's why I have the extra plates out too, in case I get a lot of extra paint. Now remember, if you're going to do circles and you want to use your 5x7 plate, that's just fine. Just, you know, mask it out. That's all. I barely made that fit, didn't I? It barely fits. Okay. I think I'm going to turn my paper too. I'm going to turn it this way. Can you guys see all that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you are so welcome, Bree. We're glad to have you here. Okay, now I want to go ahead and clear this. I'm going to use this too. This is probably a time I should have had a stencil underneath the piece of paper to get some texture. Okay, so now let's decide what our next layer is going to be in the assembly. Let's do, and I don't mind that I have a little bit left on there. That's okay. It's about to dry. Okay, so now I think I want to do some scribbles. And I want to do that to kind of define my shape before I start adding more. Or maybe we need a texture that goes off first, out of the way. Now, let's do our scribbles. Okay. So with that said, you can use anything round, anything you can, that you've got that's round that might fit. And we don't want perfection here. We want like scribbles, maybe I want something larger. And then I can kind of move it around or do that with it. Or you can just do it freehand. And choose probably a black at this stage. Or it could be, if you've got gouache you want to use, or you've got colored markers that you want to use, that's great. Probably thicker than a fine liner. A little bit. How about you? I'm going to use this one. And I'm just going to just do some of this. Just like that. Really messy. Kind of like when you played with spirographs as a kid. I know it's going to look like a hot mess first, but we'll get there. I promise. Okay. I went way out there. So we're going to have lots of doodle tunities happening within that as well as we move along. So now I want you to find, let's see, are we missing anything? Yes, Bree, newbies are always welcome. And we're live the first and third Saturday of each month. And then I throw in extra little ones here and there. Okay, so now I want to grab a texture. And what I have here is a basket of textures. That's all this is. I have some other foamy stamps. I don't want it to be a focal point, which most of my own foamy stamps are focal points, like the trees, the goddesses, the Grecian frames. Those are all focal points. And that's not really what I'm looking for. This would be a focal point. A flower might be a focal point. I'm not really looking for that. I just want a shape. So it can be one that you made. It can be, oh, I forgot I had that. That's a good one. It can be bits of cardboard. Maybe you even have some lacy plastic tablecloth or some of this paper that has all of the little patterns, maybe. But let's find, I think I want to use some of these. I think I'm going to choose two. I'm going to choose two of those. So that's my texture for right now. Bear with me, we're getting there. Okay, so now I'm going to take my fluid paint. my my stuff looks more yummy than yours. I just dumped it in that basket and organized it today, so. You keep trying to peek around my name and oh, okay. Let's do this then. I can move over just a little. How's that? Is that okay? I could actually just move this back, I suppose.
Yeah, just horizontal. You can see more of it.
Yeah, then we can see better. Okay. So now I'm going to choose one of the fluid colors. And that's why I said bring some that are transparent and some that are completely opaque and some that are, more fluidy or thicker, because we want to have some difference, maybe some separation happening, or, you kind of get what I'm saying there. Save anything like your dragonfly glazes, things like that for like the last steps. If we do one of those, how's that? Okay. So I just got this one and I'm pretty excited about it. I haven't tried any of the Liquitex fluid, but I'm assuming they are like the high flow. However, the bottles are much cheaper and bigger. What do you guys think? Okay, so we want to get a little bit of separation, and I did have oil on my plate earlier today. I have a funny story. I did my nails yesterday. I have I gel polish and stuff, the little light that goes. And I found a really nifty way to get my gel polish off of my fingernails this morning when I was scrubbing my plates in the sink. They were just like coming off whole. Just whole. And usually that's such a, it's hard to get it off. You got to suck it off. So, boy, it was irritating. Okay, so I'm just going to put a couple drops on there. And probably use, And if it doesn't separate on my plate, I might add a little bit of water, but I kind of want to give it a moment to do that. Come on. You can do it. I'll roll some of this out over here. It's actually not separating. This is my first time using this one. But that was the color I chose, so that is what we are going with. Okay, and I'm going to kind of go off just a little. Doesn't have to line up perfectly. We want that color underneath to show. Really thought it would separate better. Maybe I need to oil my plate more. I know that golden high flow really does. I guess we're using that one again. Just a little shape out there. I'll do 3 of these on the bottom, and then I'll use the other one, I guess. And don't worry about undefined lines, because the opportunity to go in with a black and white marker and maybe add some lights, highlight, low light, things like that. That's really fun, I think. Doodle tunities. That's what those are. I suppose I could put a piece of paper over this. Try it that way. And then I have a cool piece of paper. Okay, kind of off center. Just a little bit. Not having enough, fussing over making decisions, I think, is really amazing. Because that's where I get stuck. Do you get stuck there, Kylie?
Yeah, often.
I think we all have those moments where we just get stuck, or we get paralyzed, color paralyzed even.
Yep.
We just don't know what color to choose.
So you have someone new watching you for the first time, Elizabeth.
Well, hello, Elizabeth. That's 3 new people. I'm so excited. How fun. Elizabeth, Mama, and Bree, tell us where you're from, because all of you are new today. I'm not worried about that little hole right there. It's fine. Just so we all know. Bree said one of her favorite things about her approach to mixed media versus her approach to card making, agonizing over placement. Exactly. Isn't that the truth? That is, if I'm starting to get tired, I know it. You guys know it too. Because it'll be like toward the end of the stream and words start getting harder, and then I can't make decisions. And that's when you need a break, right? You know it. Okay, this one I'm going to take off a little with this. And bring that back out. So this just eliminates your decision making, knowing that, you're probably not going to like them all. Probably going to like 2 or 3, or you'll be braver in your choices and you'll like every single one of them in the end, because bravery, that's kind of what it's about, isn't it? So I've got some other papers over here just to pick up and clear plates if I need to.
And Heather's now joined us.
Hi, Heather. Which Heather do we have? Oh, it's Aspie Punk Heather.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, love. Hope you're having a good day. Can't stay
She's
long.
not going to be here long because she's going to be having supper with her family tonight.
Aha. Well, I can't seem to clear that plate, but that's okay. It's just a palette plate. Okay, so let's move on to our next color, or our next technique. And I'm thinking we want some sort of mark making with a thicker paint. And maybe it's time to break out some of our white, or maybe the gray, and possibly thinking of either a stamp, or I have these that I've done with texture. That's texture paste on a PM Artist Studio stencil. I've got these from the embossing folders. These are made for clay. Those are kind of fun. And I have multiple other pieces kind of like this that I've done texture paste with. So maybe one of those or a stamp even.
And Joni's now joined.
Hey, Joni. I'm glad you made it. Okay, so I do have these. Maybe we'll save those for a couple steps down the road, but I do really like these. I haven't used this one yet. I don't think. It's a cheapy one, but I think these will be kind of fun when the time comes as well, before we get to that focal point. So maybe I'm just thinking hard right now. Thinking hard thinking. Let's take the gray and I'm going to put it out here. And I'm going to grab one more of those textures, and maybe it should be this one, that cardboard texture perhaps. And we want a thick paint this time. Nice thick paint. So not transparent. We'll see if we can get some good lines here. And I probably could use my other plate for this, because I'm using this as a stamp pad now for a moment. Let's just not waste that. Hold that out. Okay. Now I'm going to go over the lines if I can. Of course, the wider your line, because these are pretty skinny, but the more it would show. And I'm kind of making sure that I go over so those marks show, and those become doodle tunities later again. And then I'm going to grab the other one because I have two of these. The other one's a little bit different. It's more honeycomb. Can you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I have this one, and I'm going to add a little bit more paint. I want to make sure that I have enough. This one's got some like wider spaces, I think. But, I mean, I can see that. And those are places where I can give highlights and lowlights later, really. All right, so... that was a failure. Ooh, look at that one. That's the joy of this. You'll end up with some favorite ones. I think I'm going to do that one again. See if I can do a better job. Just that side. There we go. Okay. So we're done with that. Now I'm going to clear this, I hope. And this. Let's see if I can just pick this up. Can you guys see all the way over here on this side? All right, I'm just using book pages here just to pick these things up. Don't leave them on too long if they're old book pages because they will stick. All right. And then those will be fun later, I hope. That's kind of cool. Look at what it left behind here. It's kind of nifty. If you get something left behind on your plate that you really like, you could always start another single one. This guy right here, just clearing it up. I really want to get some separation this time. So I think what I want to do is use this third color that I chose. And I'm going to spray it with a little bit of water because I don't want a pattern this time. What I want to do is add a layer that is separating.
So Julie is saying this live is awesome visually and chat-wise.
The what is?
The live stream.
Oh, thank you. I I really like a mask make. If anybody that knows me from before knows that I just think it's fun. I just like taking the decision out of my decisions, if that makes sense. Just taking away all of the fuss, really. Okay, let's see if this separates on its own because it's the golden high flow. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. See, like that. Okay. And don't worry about covering up something you like. You can get back to it. That's where you bring out your black and white markers and have a little fun. I did cover that, didn't I? Maybe I should be using a lighter high flow. Kind of thought it would be more transparent though. That's okay. And I don't have to do all of them. If I have a favorite going, I can just do part of it. Oh, that turned out better than I expected. This one just had too much.
And Juju's saying it's that the live stream is very informative, friendly, and entertaining.
Oh,
and
thank
the room is full of
you.
great peeps. That's nice
Oh,
feedback.
that is really nice. We do have wonderful people, and we always welcome new people with us. We like to do projects. It's just, we like to have fun. It should be therapeutic, shouldn't it? I mean, art with friends. I'm going to see if I can't just tip half of that on there with those spots. Just like a moon has a shadow. And then maybe I'm just choosing wisely here where I want that. It does look like a moon.
Hi, Mariah. Mariah's in the house.
Hey, Mariah. All right, and then this one, we're going to go right here. And I just need a little bit more of that. It looks like it's hard to get a little bit with the fluid. Mariah, you missed the little show and tell with the stamps. I did something really cool with them this morning to use, and one may make it back here on one of our focal points. Okay, so then I want to go way off the chart here. We're going away. Just going outside that circle. And trying not to get too much paint on your palette is really the challenge because you're using it like a stamp and you want to be able to almost clear it each time. So, you know, just using a tiny bit of paint. All right. So now I think, let me think for a second here. What if I used, how many layers is that? Has anybody been counting? Anybody counted
That
the
must
layers?
be about 5 or something. Because you had your basic layer, you did your circle, then the other layer, which then the stamp on top.
Oh, the scribble.
Then the blue. Yeah. I think that's about
Then the
5.
stencil. Then okay. So at this stage, why don't we do this? Why don't we take out a black and white marker? And I'm just going to do one of them because it'll take a while to really go at it. But I'm just going to find some little places where I'd like to highlight this and that. And I'm just going to use this, or you could use a Stabilo. Any, you know, if you've got metallic markers maybe, or fine liners, maybe something a little thicker than a fine liner. Or China marker even. Where did that other marker go? There it is. I have a whole pack of these. I don't know why it's running out. I barely used it. Okay, highlights and lowlights. Let's go into one that I can really see, like this one. So if I did that, I would want to choose which side the light is coming from. Actually, let's do this one because I'm going to do the circles.
I'm not sure what Mo means. She's saying, please, can you put the page into the technology, Sharon?
Oh, yeah, sure can.
Oh, I see what she means, up close.
Yeah. So I think we're going to do this one. I'm going to show a few highlights and lowlights. And this is a step you could actually do when you are more toward the end, because you can do it around your focal point that you choose. That's going to be your ending. But I'm going to choose where my light is and where the shadow should be. So if I did that, then maybe I would go like on those circles, and I don't have to do all of them. I know that something is going to go there, you know, something's probably going to go right in here, or I'll keep the moon, but I can just do some of them. Watch me do them all. Okay. And then I'm going to, that looks pretty cool, actually. Looks like scales. And these always mess up on me. Hi, Rhonda. I always end up with puddles. I don't know why. So I'm going to go very carefully. We're going to go around the other side, and that's where our light source is coming from. So we're just trying not to make a mess of it.
Oh yes, nice 3D effect.
Yeah, I really like doing this, especially with one of my favorite stencils, which is actually the Harlequin. I like getting that 3D effect happening with that. That is pretty cool. So if my light source is over here, maybe I even have a moon lit up kind of on this side, and then maybe some of it would be right here. Maybe on this side. I don't want to press on this because I end up with puddles. I don't like the puddles. I don't know why I can't work a Posca. Okay, and then maybe just, you know, I'm just getting sketchy with it here. Just a little bit. There we go. Like that. It's going to end up being my favorite one too. And I could do that to all of them and find lines that I'm interested in, and all of them could turn out different, but I could be using the same things, you know. Okay, so our next step, now these are looking kind of moonscapey at this stage. I want to use either a stamp or a stencil. I'm going to let you guys choose. Stamp or stencil. And we'll still have an opportunity to use a stamp at the end, if you're worried about that. Like the new ones that I have at PM Artist Studio, the large and the smaller, and the ones that I embossed in gold might make it out. You could also use like something like that. You could use your dies, guys. Anything that you have that might be, you know, just as the just as a shape, not as a, I mean, you could glue it down, but as a shape on your plate. Lisa says stamp. Lexi says stencil. Bree, this should take the struggle out of doodling because you're overthinking it. And that is our biggest hold up with mixed media. We overthink it. Let me get the new stamps out here in case anybody missed them. Here's the big one and the little one.
Mo also said it looks a bit like a seed pod. That one you were saying was like a moon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a seed pod, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the new ones. And I will show again what I ended up doing with my focal point stamps that are sold at PM Artist Studio at the end again. So you will see that, and maybe we could use it. So we have stamps and stencils. No one knows. Oh, thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Bree. Hopefully it'll make it into a larger stencil with some love and support so that we can use it on a larger project, like on a book cover or, you know, something like that. The goddess stamps, wait. Goddess stamps right here. Oh, there's one of the goddesses right there. And those come in a set of 4. But this is what we ended up doing. And these would be focal points, but they are endings. They are like a top layer. Usually when we play with our gel plates, we are going front to back. And this way we also are painting in the correct order at this stage. So Kylie, what was the vote there? Do you know?
I think it was split.
It was
Yes.
split. Okay.
I think we
Well,
need more people to say, if you can say quickly, what next, stencil or stamping?
yes, stencil or
Yeah.
stamp.
Now we've also got Susan Loves Paper. She's just joined.
Oh my goodness, Bree. Yeah, those are mine. Her first art PM Artist Studio purchase were the Goddess stencils. That's amazing. Thank you.
Very
I
good.
do love them. Hey, Susan, welcome. Susan S. Susan Loves Paper. Okay, so I guess let's do a stencil. I think I just saw stencil.
Yep, we
Because
did.
these are
Stencil again.
organic shapes, I'm not going to choose anything that's going to be like a leaf or whatever, unless I want to move into, you know, toward my last layer. But I have quite a stack here of some that don't have any paint on them yet, and they should. And I'm kind of thinking, and I'm sorry, these ones are not PM Artist Studio stencils, but we will use something of PM Artist Studio on this. All right.
Well, that's great, Juju. She's off to buy some of them now. I don't know I think it was maybe the Goddess.
Oh, that's
stamp.
awesome. Those do come in a stamp or a stencil. So, well, and it's not really a stencil, it's a mask. So, you know, either one. I think it's a wonderful set. I love the set of 4 because there are 4 different ones. And they're really close to my heart. Really, really close to my heart.
And Mo's grabbing the link for her.
Oh, thanks, Mo. Okay, so I'm going to use this one right here. And we're going back to our circle. And I have to decide, I think I'm going to do 3 as the ghost and 3 as the, well, one, the skeleton, and then, you know, you get what I'm saying, I think. Do you get what I'm saying? Does anybody get what I'm saying?
Lisa's asking if you got a discount code.
I don't, but I bet we could work one of those things out because we have Mariah here right now. Mariah, do I have a discount code? Handy that she is here. Okay, so I think I'm going to do white because we've gotten pretty dark here, and I might skip this one because I really like where this one's at right now. But I think, you know, it's okay to start picking and choosing because you start seeing something in it. And that's exciting. But I'm going to get this down first. Roll us out. Maybe use a different roller because I have that blue fluid and I think it's going to come out like a baby blue right there. Do a different one. Let's use you. And remember, we started with the 3 colors in the similar family, which is fun. Okay, so I want to put this here first. I wish I could, I can't, can I? I want to, but I can't. Wish I could flip it over with the stencil on it, but the stencil's too big. That's the joy of small stencils, I suppose. Okay, so one that I'm really ready to white out that maybe is just too dark for me. That's where this goes. I hope it's not too much. I'm just going to go gently and quickly. Boom, like that. And then maybe a little off center gently and quickly, like that. And then maybe on this one a little like that. And then you can even use your stencil if there's enough paint left on it, and like lay it down on there. But we're just getting some impression here of something. So I like this side right here for this. And I'm just pressing on the one side. And maybe a couple lines through that one. Right there. See, you don't have to use the whole circle, but I'm still doing something to each one of them, except for that one that I'm loving. All right, let's get you cleared. So I know we're doing speed rounds right here, and I don't usually do that, but I think it's important. It's a way to loosen up. You're getting art therapy. It's just for fun, fun art therapy. Okay, so I guess what I could do if I really want to get some stencil loving going on here is I could take my stencil straight to it and just pounce it out a little bit and get some lines on there, or just some dots, something that I can trace around later. Maybe this one that's got the bigger ones. Just find a spot. I could even use my Posca for this if I don't make a mess. Just really sketchy, messy. Around in a circle, and I'm going to overlap. Don't forget to overlap those circles. That's fun. I think right here. I'm going to make a puddle any second because it's going so well. Okay, so I'm going to leave that right there. And then maybe I'll just follow these lines that I can see from the stencil here. That's kind of fun. Just kind of bringing them out.
We've got a discount code for you. Thanks, Mariah.
Yay! Thank you, Mariah. All right. I'm just kind of finding the lines in there that I like, ignoring the ones I don't. Just, getting sketchy. If you guys are doing this and you're not watching a video, like if you're not interacting with me and you're just sitting alone in your art room, you put on a little bit of soft music maybe, this could be so therapeutic for you to just sit and do this. You can do this in front of the TV. I'm going to really bring that out. And that. And here. And I really like that. And just the pieces I like. I kind of like this bold piece of turquoise going on right there too. I'm going to leave it. Do a circle there. And then I'm going to leave these. And we'll get there. All right. Now, I'm at the stage where we've done so much to these. I don't know how many layers we should be counting. There should be like a full countdown. That's fun. But let's choose a focal point at this stage. So we'll choose a focal point, and then we'll choose something that's very detailed, like one of the stamps, like one of these, to go behind it. And then the focal point, maybe a goddess on one of these. Maybe one of these guys right here. So I've got all these that I've done on tissue. And remember, if you get it wet, be really gentle, but you'll end up with just that little piece that you've embossed if it's thick enough. Or you can just glue it on. So I think these ones are maybe a little too fancy for the sketchy purpose we've got going on right here. However, I think the goddesses are perfect for this. And what if I did one right there and the one in copper maybe next to her? I might still break that up. We'll see. And then maybe, I don't think I'm going to use the black one right now. I think I'm going to use some other focal points too. Like, I've just got a little tray here with some stuff on it that I keep, on my desk. This is from the free kit that we did when we did the Goddess Journal together. And I really like this one. I know, Lexi, you did a whole box with that. She printed it over and over, and it's beautiful. If you have the opportunity to look at that, Lexi, you should repost it. Okay, so I think I'm going to go like, I just want to get something going on right here. So I'm just using this. And I could use paint, I suppose, on my gel plate, or I could just use a marker. I mean, the gel plate is handy for lots of, you know, when you want to do things quickly, but if it's just something small like this, it's no big deal. So now we're getting down to the detail bits. And I think it made our decisions easier, didn't it? Does everybody agree about that? So she's going to go on that one, or she's going to go on that one. I think that way. And then
Bye, Heather.
Bye, Heather. Thank you. Enjoy your dinner. And then I have a few more of those here that I could use. Let's see. Let's spread this one out. I'm just deciding what goes under my focal point at this stage. So I know that's there, that's there. I probably have some of these that are already cut out, so you guys don't have to watch me do it. And I think some of this, because this is maybe too curly, and this is very, these are both probably too organized for this chaos, actually. I lied. Too organized. It's too organized. I do have the gear stencil. That might be fun. If we did a little bit right there. Let me see what else I have next to me. Got my cart full of goodies here. You can use dies as stencils, which is really fun. Oh, how about that? That's not too organized, right? Did you guys see that I used my cattail to make a landscape recently? My cattail stencil. I laid it out like this, and all of these were rolling hills. All these little peaks and valleys there. And it worked out really nice. I did it on a postcard. You guys can turn these into postcards too. All right, so let's actually put out on here in a color. Should we use the turquoise again? Should we go back to that? Since it's so bold, bring that back out. Or I could use this one. Okay, so I'm going to put that down first. Such a nice paint. I don't want too much on there. So I'm just doing this on one of them. This is the Grecian PM Artist Studio. I'm going to take one of those other circles that I had there, and like I said, you're building on the side again. You're going to have other things going on that you can play with after.
Yeah, Mariah suggests you should bring back more of the pink back in.
My pink is a high flow. I might be able to find one that is a similar shade, which I don't use pink, you guys. I bought this for this stream today to share with you guys. But for today, I did. So how about if I put it on that one before I put down my, put it right there, before I put down my goddess. We'll see if that showed up. And it didn't. It's a blob. And I'm not sure why.
Could you thicken your high flow up with something like a white paint?
How do you do that? Oh, then it would be way too pink for this girl. Way too pink for this girl. I'm just going to see if I can get some of this to come off up here like this. I think my spaces are too small. And that's okay. We have 6 shots here. It's okay if something doesn't work out the way you wanted it to. C'est la vie, you know? So I should get this wet and decide to glue her down. right in there.
Mariah is trying really hard here for you to use some pink.
Let me see if I can find a shade like
She
that.
is coming up with all the suggestions.
That's all kinds of stuff, huh? Okay, hold on just a moment. Okay, I have a thicker one right here that's pretty darn close. And you guys, I do not use pink. It's baby pink that I don't like. So, I mean, this might be okay. Might be okay. So let's do this. And this one is called Razzleberry. Okay, and I'm going to use something with bigger spaces this time to go underneath this, because I think the pink and the black are going to go so nice together. And I lost some of my stuff here, but that's okay because, you know, opportunities. Doodle-tunities, right, guys? So this one's going to get turned just a little. I'm going to have her sort of this way. And that means I need something with larger spaces. Okay.
Yeah, Mo's saying don't give in, stay away from the pink.
Is that Mo?
Yeah.
I know who my anti-pinks are, honestly. Usually it's Mo, it's Fran, myself. We are in the anti-pink club.
Yeah, I'm not a pink person at all. I'm not. That said, I did use a pink Posca pen today, which
did you?
is very much out of character. But there we go.
How about I go for that right there? Oh, you guys, I ordered something that I think is really going to work. I think I ordered a car magnet. You know, the kind that you would, it's got like a sticky side and the side you stick to your car. So it's big. And I'm going to put it on the slope of my ceiling right here above my desk because I'm in an attic. And I'm going to embed magnets in the back of my foam stamps. Magnets. Just so they're flush, and stick them on there. And I know Lisa was talking about that originally in a stream on a Sunday. I think she was the one that mentioned it first, and it was part of a discussion. But the car magnet is kind of a cool way to go about doing that, I think, because it was cheaper to buy it in that size. So let's see. Ugh, that one's not very
So Estella has come in.
Hi, Estella. Sorry, I'm shaking my desk. See, I've never used this color. I had to shake it so much. It's separated. I just needed something with big spaces here. So I don't hate that pink. I mean, it's okay. Okay, so I really want to remove enough here because I don't want to obliterate what I have going on. Well, let's see if I can get, I mean, I can't see it, but because I went on the round, the shape should be round on the stamp. We'll see. There we go. There's so much pink left on there. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and see how that looks. And I know I made those sketchy lines already, but I'm going to go ahead and pink this one out just a little on this half. And a little bit more. Making decisions. Quick decisions. That's right. A little bit more. Maybe a touch right there. Mariah, are you proud of me? I'm using pink. All right, I got to get that off my plate before I throw up. Get it off there. And actually, this one is so dark that it's a quinacridone magenta. It's beautiful. I always used to like raspberry, like those sort of colors, but it's just, as soon as you start adding white paint, suddenly you have baby pink, and that's how it works. You know, that's why I never reached for the I rarely reach for a red alcohol ink because I use so much white that it just turns to pink. Because the white and the gold are my go-tos with the alcohol ink, you know. Okay, it's time to remove her from her, you know, sort of paper here. And maybe even get a piece of this little book page here. And maybe a little strip of something here behind her. Just a little. This says cast off. I like that. Just a little something that'll go beside her. Now, this is a good time to break out tissue paper, stickers, anything you've got like that, because, you know, it's the finishing up bits now. And my plan for her is to get her wet, just a little, just to take away some of that paper. I don't want to tear her. I just want to be able to not have straight edges around her. And look what happened here. Well, that's weird. That's okay. I can fix it. I don't know where it went. It's really bizarre. Okay, very gently. I could use a water pen for this, I know. Here, somebody cut this out for me.
We've got Christy Hartman here now.
Oh, hey, Christy. Boy, you guys have been really rocking the postcards. And I was saying earlier, this could be turned into a piece of art. You could mass make postcards like this. Just lay out, you know, 4 or 6 postcards and just make some quick snap decisions until you get to the points where you start to, you know, see something in them. Okay. There we go. All right. So when I glue her down, what's going to happen is, you know, she's going to kind of, the paper's going to melt away, but I kind of want her to go like this right here. And I want to read that. So glue. And then I'm going to use a liquid glue for her, so that she does melt. And then let's go ahead and circle that. Why not, right? It says cast off for no reason at all. Sorry, I've got to turn, guys, that I have to in order to picture what I'm doing here. How do you guys like mass makes? Should I try to do these more often in a mixed media way like this? I mean, I don't know if everybody else likes them as much as I do, but I just really enjoy a mass make. I enjoy any proper art where I don't have to think and I get to let the universe kind of decide. Those things make me happy. Look at that. Totally disappeared. And I'll fix this with a marker. And it'll probably get some more doodling and maybe around these, some highlights and lowlights around these shapes that we came in with that other stamp. But right now it's wet, so I can't fix her tail yet. I really don't know where it went. It just kind of flew away. Let's see if I can. Kind of.
I'm just going to take a 2-minute break to get some coffee, but I am going to walk slowly.
Please do. No breaking any bones this time. No.
In 5 minutes, it was an action replay. I'll be right back, but I'm taking my time. Okay.
Mariah, right. I'm going to use a little pink here. I'm kind of yappy today anyway, so it really is fine, Kylie. I'm going to paint this in with the pink and make everybody happy here. And we'll see if the high flow will show. Let's get, I like a brush. My favorite ones are the big ones, but I need to get some more because I've been using them for glue for so long, but I can get a pretty straight edge with that kind of a brush. This one has a little angle on it. But the way you drag it around, although today I'm not as stable, I think. But let's just paint it in. Go around those edges. Oh, and then go completely out of the edge and anything we can fix. There we go. Now, while Kylie's gone, if you have any questions for me, please come in all caps and I'll look up in just a minute and see it, okay? Oh, look at that. I used pink. What do you think? And then while I'm at it, I probably could go ahead and fill in some of these little circles because I have it out. And maybe even some of these lines that we have here. I mean, it's out, so why not? I'm just going to go right through that white. And right through that one, just because we can. And then I wonder, Mariah, more pink just for you. Are you ready? It's not baby pink, so I suppose we'll be okay. I kind of want to get that more transparent there, but let's go around her just a little bit on the one side and let it drag. Just because, just whatever you see at this stage is what you see, and you know, it's fun. Like that. In the end, I know that I'm going to have, 6 fun pieces, or I can cut out columns or whatever. All right, time for the gold one. Now, I think I need something else behind here. And I think, sorry about this, Mariah, but I'm going to be pulling out one of my favorite stamps. And I'm just going to use an ink pad this time. Just, let's hope I have enough ink on it, but let's see if it shows. This is just really one of my favorites. Since I moved my room around, which I moved again, guys, it's still not done. I can't find my ink refill. I don't know what I did with it. It's always been on the same place, so I don't know where it could have disappeared to. No idea. So just pressing that down. Didn't even show. See, you need ink. Right there. A little out of the edges. It's just creating some lines.
I do like that stamp. I've seen you use that before.
I love this one.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites. And I really have some wet paint right there, so I'm not going to stamp that right there. But otherwise I might have. And then maybe I'm just kind of giving some lines, kind of like sun rays around the edges here. Just going outside of my circle on purpose. Just in a messy way. I do really like this one though. And then I think this one needs it right here. And then I'll put that one away.
So I think Juju's been over and has made an order and has managed to use your discount code. So that's great.
That's amazing. I'm going to have to look and see what my discount code is now.
I've got a note of it for you.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So metallic markers, those are really fun for this if you've got a nice set, or Stabilo, or any of those sort of things. When you do get sketchy, China markers, that's your waxy ones like this. I was gonna break out my glass calligraphy pen with my little pots of paint, but I'm a little funky right now from a medication switch, and I know I will dump ink all over my desk, so I didn't want to do that to you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and use her to show that, like, you guys know I love opposites, and she is so refined and so ancient, and then the art behind her will be so messy that I really like the juxtaposition of what happens when you start doing opposites like that. I mean, it doesn't seem like she's going to go, but she will in the end. You guys could draw grids out on a big piece of paper too, and just stay within your grids. If you want squares or triangles or, you know, postcard shapes or ATCs, whatever. Artist trading coins. That's an idea. Sorry. I'm almost there. Okay. And as you guys know, right now it is gel printing June and July. And at the end of the month, we're having a drawing, and everybody that leaves comments on the videos for June and July will be entered in the drawing, and it'll be something I made, plus a postcard, plus a stencil. Just a smaller version of a stencil. So I think she could actually go there. And I could do another book page here. And let's find some magic words. Or a piece of tissue. Just, you know, something out of the cart that's next to me here. What if I did some of this? And these were just, I was just painting on jelly paper. Just clearing off a brush, I think it was. And I want to kind of get it, I don't want it that overlapped, but maybe a little. So just deciding here. This will go underneath one of my focal points as an accompaniment. You guys know the band analogy that I've used before with your mixed media layers. So let's see, either she goes here, or I think she goes with the S. This, I think, could go right there. Now let's tear that off a little bit. These are just, it's just like gold or copper stripes. It's probably this stuff, the bronze, because it's pretty vibrant. You guys could come in with a texture paste at this point. Also, like a finishing touch or a 3D item. Let's see. Where is my glue? And all in all, I think it's just, you know, we got where we were going and we got there quickly. It was fast. Where did my brush go? There it is. When was the last time you created 6 pieces of art that quickly? Because we're almost there. Oh, thank you, Mo. You have a huge wish list. Yeah, the Firebirds are really fun. Okay, so I'm going to glue this one down, and it is deli paper, so it's not going to disappear completely, but it'll be fine. Give it a chance to start going down. Do you guys want to hear the band analogy again? Do you need that? About how the layers, the mixed media layers, and how I refer to it as a band?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so your substrate would be your stage. And that could be altered previously made paper. It could be a canvas. It could be anything. Your substrate is where you begin. Your stencil with any medium, that's kind of the song you're going to sing or the kind of music, the vibe. It's the vibe you're putting out. And then you have and you don't glue your focal point down first, but you need to pick out your singer. And your singer is going to be that person in the front, that focal point here or here or here. And then after you've chosen that bit, but before you glue it down, you start deciding on your backup singers. You're going to need backup singers. You're going to need somebody to help that out. And helping that out might be this strip of paper that said cast off, or the little sketchy lines that went in there. And then I don't have to do near as much to that one because, I mean, I really like it. So if you think about it, like in the layers of music, which I've always been into music, so that's just where my brain goes with it. You know, you want your stage, your style, your instruments, your backup singers, and your focal point. So if you think about it like that, you'll get where you're going, or at least I do.
So Julie says she can see this turned into a circle journal. Wouldn't that be cool?
It would be so great, wouldn't it? Like a front and back cover. Like you could have 3 of them in the end.
Mm.
So let's see. I'm going to put this here. And this kind of became the backup singer because it didn't need really, and I'm not going to put her in the center. I'm going to put her off to the side a little bit. And she's going to get more. I mean, we'll still dress her. We'll give her a fancy outfit or something, or some wings, some wings made out of my stamps, maybe out of the newest one, perhaps.
Yeah, the little one would be good.
Yeah, I think, and I probably could stamp right on there, but it's easier if you emboss it ahead of time and then let that tissue paper melt away than to try to get it on an uneven surface. That might have some wet spots or, you know, for whatever reason. It's just a whole lot easier to start with the tissue paper and have them ready to go like this. Okay. So this time I'm just going to use my water pen. Thanks for bearing with me. I'm a little jacked up today. I'm not really myself. They gave me some cortisone in my knees, and I had a reaction. So I'm sorry about that, you guys.
You're getting through it great, Sharon.
Ah, thanks.
Yeah.
It's good thing we're doing speed rounds today, huh?
Yeah, you're doing great.
You should see how purple my skin is because it raised my blood pressure. Even my husband had to say something like, boy, honey. I mean, I look sunburned. All right, so I'm going to try to not break her this time. Now, the thicker your embossing powder, when you do this, like you can put a second layer on, like heat it back up, throw some dry powder on there, and it will actually adhere to what you just heated back up. Or you can use that pen that I showed you at the beginning and just go over the areas that you feel like they need more. But the thicker you make it, the more likely you are to have just a standout piece at the end. You know, that doesn't really have paper. I mean, it's plastic. That's what embossing powder is. So it's a thin layer of plastic, and you can end up with a plastic piece at the end, really, if it's thick enough. If you don't do that, I mean. Okay. So let's take her by the hand. Take her by the hand. And then I think we have some bronze here. So we're going to put her, does she go here? Is that where she goes? Or do we want that moon to stand out more and make her go here? I think here, but I think she needs something behind her. I think like, let me see here. Something different, maybe. I have some pieces here, just some little scraps sitting behind me. What if gave her like, this is a picture of a gate. It's so very different, and it's got the stripes. So maybe if I just take my punch, let's get the big one.
Can you push your paper a little up the desk again?
Do what? Oh, sorry.
Push up. Yeah, that's great. Thanks.
Okay, so it's a gate, and I want to point out the fact that it's a gate. So I'm going to get the corner here. I'm going to do that. And it's something so refined and opposite of the rest of it. I think that makes it kind of fun. But let's back her up with a little bit of that. Maybe put it right there. And I can decide which angle she goes at. I can cover up a lot of that pink. You know.
Bree
And then,
says she's loving these, and Julie says you've been great.
oh, thanks, you guys. You guys are the best. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Okay, so this goes here, we know. And I'm just going to use the glue stick. We're going to go quickly. I kind of thought we would only get through one, you know, because it is rapid fire, but it's 6 pieces. So I didn't plan on getting to 2, and we can take our time once we get to this point. Now we need this glue. Don't forget to use the liquid if you're going to do the embossed tissue paper, so your tissue paper melts away.
Oh, and Trish says, we love you, Sharon.
Oh, you know, I love you guys. If, you know, you guys are my friends. You guys are the only people I really connect with anymore. We moved to this town a few years ago. It was like right before COVID. And I never got to go back to work. And all of my friends live in another town completely. And I am so lucky to have each and every one of you in my life, because you guys really keep me going. And I really appreciate you. And it makes me feel teary.
It's an interesting thing, though, isn't it, that we now probably, many of us, have more friends that we know online than actual kind of one-to-one. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? And we're close.
Worldwide.
Yeah. I love that we have friends in Israel and friends in Scotland and friends in Canada. And then there's Eddie over there. Right,
What's
Eddie?
In his own little world.
He's in the Midwest. Eddie hangs from his toes over there. He's a monster, you know. Right, Eddie? Eddie's being really appropriate right now, so I'm waiting for the inappropriateness to start. Come on, Eddie. Come on. Let's do this. You can do it. All right, so I'm going to take my little stack here out and see if I can't come up with. So the little ones, the lines are so small on that one that I think, I know what I'm going to do. Now I could have stamped on there with the small one before I glued it down, but you know, it's glued down now. It's not flat enough, but that's fine because, and none of these are done yet. I'm still working on them. But this could actually be like, oh, now you don't have to use the water pen if it's not too detailed, but you go around it big enough. Or you do have to use the water
Eddie
pen.
says you missed his earlier hashtag, which I think was Valley of the Dolls.
Oh, Eddie, I have seen that movie and read that book so many times. When I was in high school, I think, when I found that book. And it's like an old, you know, it's like a really random 60s film. Does everybody remember Valley of the Dolls? All right. I don't know how I found it. This is not something my mom would have watched.
I never watched it. I think I was always too scared to watch it. It just sounded scary.
It's not scary at all. It's like a 60s, like, it's everything about the 60s that you thought were absolutely ridiculous, but there is a murderer. It was slightly scary for me, but I'm a real wimp, so I'm a super big wimp. I mean, I can watch murder shows all day long, but I don't want to see how it's done. I don't want to see the moment it happens. I just want them to get straight into the detective work. Just do it. You know, that's the part I want. I'm going to get a different glue brush here.
Oh, bye, Lisa. Enjoy dinner.
Oh, bye, Lisa. I'm glad you got to come in. Lisa will probably be our mod next time. she's just had stuff going on, and I kind of thought she was going to go to the races today. That was why I asked Kylie, because last time she had to go to the races on Saturday, and no, it's a big deal there in the South where she is. So look at that. I kind of made a body. You know what it needs? A heart. It needs a heart. It needs a teeny tiny little red beating heart right there. And maybe even a 3D one. I don't know. Maybe a sequin or something. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I used a sequin, but. All right, so on this one, it's still drying, but I want to go around and add more black in because I have the black gate, but I'm just trying to avoid the spots that need to dry. Also touching up some of that where I stamped, just doodle tunities all over the place. And maybe this, and I don't know how far out I would go there. You could put these on cardstock and stitch around them. Wouldn't that be cool? It really would be. Okay, and then maybe here, and then maybe I will do a bit of this. The paper was folded before I actually marked on it, so it has some cool extra lines in it. Okay. And I need to find a focal point for there. I don't think this one needs, I think it needs this though. How about white lines on my S over here? Because I think that's dry.
So last night, Eddie watched a film from a movie, sorry, we say film, a movie from 1972, Home for the Holidays, which is set at Christmas, but it's a murder mystery.
That's the year I was born.
Oh, we watched it on YouTube for free.
That's always nice. I think I still have a blob of paint right there I might have to avoid. So I'm just outlining. I could have done like a light source on that one too, but I just decided to go on the inside of it just to minimize my, there's a blob of paint right there I can't get to. I think whatever the heart inside the chest here ends up being needs to be like, it's wet or you know, and maybe I'll make those into wings, but I think it needs to be a pop of color that was unexpected on that one. I don't know. I haven't seen that, but if it's a proper murder mystery with like British accents or Australian accents, those are my favorites. Really. Let's go around this. And then I don't know yet. So I need a focal point here, a focal point here. This might just get some little gold stars, which I think I have right here, maybe. Little gold stars. I just saw them. If I wanted to do something 3D on it, that would be a fun way to go. Right here. These are old. I like them. This is about the only kind of sequin you see me using right here. These are pretty cool. It would be fun to sew them on or sew around the edge of the card and then sew the little stars on because they actually have a hole. So maybe just 3 of those because you got to have an opposite or an odd number. Maybe there. They're always hard to glue down though. Stitching might be a good option. I'm going to try this, the fabric glue. They just always seem to wiggle around on me. There's one. Not too much. Come on. 2. And, oh, that's way too much. 3. And I have one more thought for that. If I'm going to use a sequin, I'm going to use something else that I never used too. Let's see if I can find it real quick here. Where did I put it? What if I used some, I mean, these are probably almost dried up because I haven't used them in years. But they're sitting here. So let's find out if some of these liquid pearls would make some little stars too. If it works. I might have to poke it with a pen or something. I'm sure it will, actually. Let me find one. Do you guys have any of these? And have you used them in years? Because I think if we got into any of the junk journaling at first, we probably got some of these because of Pam from the Paper Outpost. That's where we started. We love Pam. Okay, and I'm just covering the holes real quick there. And then maybe just some extra. I can't believe it's not dried up, actually. Look at that. I can do it. I'm pushing my luck. That's what I'm doing. Making a star field. And maybe here.
Juju says she uses them all the time with pink.
Juju, you're going to fit in just fine.
That's
the kind. Yeah. What was that?
Bye, Charmaine. Charmaine's going for dinner.
Oh, bye, Charmaine. We'll see you on social media. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, and I think this needs a lot more something, but it's wet, so I'm not going to go in and do that yet. We know this is getting a heart. This one needs a focal point, and let me look at that real quick here. See what I got. Maybe I could even use like a die that's been cut out, or maybe some punchinella, or how about some more letters? We liked those. Or my favorite number, which is a number 4. Maybe I add that right here, and then something there. Of course, I could always use real stencils, but why not when I have the antiques, right? Why would I do that? That's too normal. It's just too normal. I have trees that I painted here, but they don't really go with the vibe that we're putting down here on this one. Use a witch. Let's see. I know you guys can't see what I'm looking through right now, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. She's from the goddess. You know what I need is one of the statues. One of the other statues, the naked ladies that are so cool. I don't even know what this. It's a tray of stuff that I just like threw in here when I was organizing, and it's one to sort. Oh.
I don't know if you can see it, Sharon, but Diane's just pointed out, if you look just to the right of the number 4, it looks like a fish. You can see the mouth wide open and the eye either side.
Oh, this part right here.
Yeah, within that,
I would say. Is this the mouth and this is the...
No, there's the mouth. I'm sticking my finger on it, pointing to it as if you can see me pointing.
Here, let me move this. That's funny.
So really the kind of teal colour itself
is the...
Yes. And so down a bit and it's the mouth.
So this is the eye. Are you saying this is the eye?
No, either side of that is the eye. At least that's where I'm seeing it. Yeah, that's the eyes. And then there's the mouth just slightly down. We can probably see it differently to you.
Yeah, I'm trying to see myself here. Is my fish right side up or upside down? Is this the body?
No, no, it's just within that. It's just really the teal sort of color within that. Yeah.
Oh,
Turn it
fish.
the other way, horizontally again.
This way.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I could just draw a fish on there.
You'll see it later when you look
I
back. If you go
probably, I
back.
probably will. So I'm
Yeah.
going to leave that alone and try to find a fish later. That'll be a fun game. We'll put the 4 here. How about that? Or here. I think right here.
Oh, Diane's seeing the mouth being the drawn line on the outside. Now, see, we're both seeing fish, but seeing it in different
That's
places.
funny. And see, I don't see the fish at all, but I need to stare at it for a minute, I think. I'm too close to it, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Which is, how that works. I think I really want something a little bit different on that last one though. Or let's see. Hold on here. See, this is the fussing around part that gets like to us, really. Oh, I'm just gonna get out my bin of focal points here because that's easy. I mean, I've got my ladies here that I love so much. Look at this one that my mom brought me. I'm not ready. I'm not done hoarding her yet. That is a record cover. Isn't she beautiful? She's going on a cover. It came from Grandma's stuff. Okay, so let me find a small one, and I know I have a, oh, there we go. There we go. One of those. Could also go a little crazy with one and have her coming up out of it. Which ones do I have left? I have that one, and if I don't do a fish there, what do you guys think? Should we go big or go home? Let's do it. It's out of a 1950s 17 magazine, or maybe a little later, maybe 60s. All right, where's my scissors? We're just going to have her peek up out, and I think this is actually the smallest one. And I'm probably going to cut her head off, or at least part of her tiara, and the words. Sometimes it's really difficult, I think, to cover up a part of something that you really liked. Like when you're doing mixed media and you have all those layers in there, you feel like you don't want to cover up this little piece or that little piece. And those are hard decisions, I think. And I think we all go through that. By the way, if you want to cut up old brittle magazines like this, you just glue them down to thin book paper. This is old dictionary paper. I just glued down the whole page with my favorite glue so I didn't get wrinkles. And you guys know my favorite glue. Anybody that's been here before? Which one is it? Do you remember? There we go. Okay, we're going to save those words because we're going to use that. It says your head. And
we're all seeing fish now, and not just in that one.
You're seeing them in other places?
And Mo sees a baby cow as well.
Oh, that's funny.
Mo sees a baby cow.
A baby cow? Oh my goodness. You guys, I'm going to have to watch the stream back and see what you guys see, I think. I don't want to cover up anything special now. Now I'm like, oh no, I can't do that.
No, just go for it.
Color here. So maybe this is where I bring in just a bit of texture paste even, because I've got this really light, beautiful color here. And it's like a cantaloupe green, and I need to use these up. It is drying out, and I keep having to babysit them and add water and mix them up, and I feel like I just did it too, and it needs it again already. So let me get a little, do need to use them. Get a little palette knife. And I'm going to do the 4 and I'm going to overlap. See, I just did these and it's already a little dry. I'm going to overlap that 4 a lot. Of course, I'm probably going to goop under it now because I'm live, but I can clean it up. There's my 4. And I can go around the edges after it dries. It doesn't take long to dry, clearly, but these are 2 years old, so that's why they're drying out. I love these old numbers. Anything in this color makes me really happy. In that manila. This is antique calligraphy paper that I've got here that we're using. Okay, so I need to round her edges just a little on her cheeks. And I'll probably give her a shadow. So let's put her, I know covering something up is hard, but I can always add more. Okay. Just want her eyes to show, but she needs to be kind of rounded. There. Well, I am going to leave that one pink piece right there sticking out, and I might make some of these bubbles more pink. We'll see. Better use a good glue here, huh? This one is fine. And you guys, it was the pop quiz that we just had. Is the Crafters Workshop matte gel medium is the one that works best without ripples and bubbles, and it's just really good stuff. And you can buy it in big containers and refill your jar if you can find it. That is. But you know, this is a different kind of glue for something else, so I just use that when I'm collaging like old papers. Really? She's got a head like a pumpkin here. That's kind of fun, isn't it? And then I'm going to put that right on her head. And maybe it's a thought she's having. What do you think? Right on her head. Eddie, you... Psh, psh. Oh, I'm so glad you're having fun. Yay, Team Pink. It is really teams on the pink. And she maybe needs another something coming out of her head. I'm not sure what yet, but I might find, you know, like something else long and skinny, or even just use my embossing pen and maybe, you know, after everything's totally dry, go in and make some gold or make her crown sparkle even. You know, that might be kind of fun. I really love the embossing pens because, I mean, you can do lots of things with them. And it adds plastic to your mixed media. Okay, so shadows. Let's see.
Mo says she has a RuPaul phrase you should use for that head. She says,
"Oh, honey, how's your head?" I know. Mo, she knows me. She knows I've been on 2 drag cruises with RuPaul's Drag Race. Yeah. Oh, honey, how's your head? So I'm just going around the outside of this, and then I'm going to hit it up with a water pen because it's a stick.
And Julie keeps saying, do a feather.
Oh, a feather's a great idea. And I even have some feather dyes. I could use a gel print, which is a really fun way to use your metal dyes for you card makers out there. I've never been a card maker, but I collect dyes that I find fun for mixed media like this. So use them for, you know, use your gel prints. It's a great way to use those. This is one of my favorite things right here. And it is the Stabilo, and it'll dry lighter. I love when you get to the end and you get to ink around the edges and touch up with your Stabilo. Those are the moments where you're feeling the satisfaction, I think, that where it's really getting to you and you feel like almost a relief or like a release even. Art goes through an ugly stage, and once you get past the ugly stage, then it's like just pure joy at that point and you're in your zone. Did you guys see my bird or my critter feeder? Kylie, did you see that yet?
I think I did. Yes, I did. I did.
It's an assemblage. Yeah. I've been working on that kind of on the side since summer started because I feed them every day and I wanted like something special that was like one of my shrines. So they have their own shrine out back now. But unfortunately, all the cats in the neighborhood now think it is a 5-star restaurant. Because I have 5 different kinds of birds out there. I have squirrels. And then I keep finding cats in my backyard, and we have a fence, like a big fence, a tall one. So kind of irritating. And then my dog has to run them off and, you know, and he guards it. He doesn't want the squirrels and the birds to come eat. I don't know why he thinks he has to guard it. We have a unlimited supply of, I keep buying peanuts and different kinds of bird seed and those black sunflower seeds. Got a whole bunch of different ones right now. And I keep them in jars, like ball jars, on my table out back. So they know what I have and they'll come looking, especially the jays. They'll sit on the fence, scream at me and demand peanuts or pumpkin seeds.
Yeah, as soon as I go out in the morning, they all gather. They follow me around because I keep it in the garage, the bird food. I make up my own mix and they will follow me there and then they follow me to the bird feeders.
Just getting a little more here. Yeah, the jays, I don't know why they scream at me. I don't know why they got to do that. They know that if they come get on the fence, and last year I got them kind of close to me. But if they get on the fence and yell at me, they know I'll throw the peanut. But I always try to make a deal with them and say, okay, you come a little closer and you can have this peanut. But the squirrels just come up and take them out of my hands.
Oh, really? Gosh.
Or at least 2 of them do. You see, I'm losing my nail polish. That darn gel. Okay, I'm going to put her away. What else do we need? We still don't have our focal point there. Are you guys going to be really sad if I don't find the fish or the cow? Or...
No, I've taken a photo of it. I'll send you it.
Okay. Okay.
With the fish mark that I see, but everybody else is looking at a different fish.
Maybe I should grab, I've got a box here that's got just a few stickers and some flowers and stuff that I forget to reach for often. Oh, I did get some. I forgot about these, you guys. Check it out. Eddie, Trish, look. They're Grimm. It was from Temu, and they're like little Edward Scissorhand people almost. These are probably perfect for something like that. Look at her. I don't usually like dolls. There's your Valley of the Dolls right there. And the little boy is adorable. I don't like the white borders around him, though. So maybe not. I would have to cut them out. Anyway, might be a good time to add, like, if you've got flowers, that's their own color. Got these white stickers that would really stand out and have that opposite effect. And these are things I forget to use. So maybe I just need to make like a doorway. Got my gate there. Maybe it needs another piece that's similar. None of them are really fitting, are they? That one's kind of cool and weird. I like weird. No, I'm missing the fish vibe, I guess. Something from a Justino, perhaps? Baby got bustle. It's kind of funny. Let's see. Not seeing it. I don't see what I want there. So I am going to add that, but it needs glue as a backup singer to accompany this before I find a focal point, because I can't seem to know what I want to put there now because of our fish cow debate, I guess. It's the same old fish and cow debate, isn't it, guys?
Happens the world over.
Yep. It's always expected, especially in mixed media. So I'm going to stick it right there. And I still really do need to find something fun that goes there that is small. So.
Oh, yeah, well done, Mo. Surf and turf.
It is surf and turf, isn't it? You could, I do have a lot of stencils that are, like I just got a Mona Lisa set I showed at the beginning. Kind of disappointed because her face flops, because like her part should be connected. But yeah, let's use one of these statues because I think I have one cut out from the Goddess kit. One of those would be cool on there. Did you guys see the first one that I put out though with the Mona Lisas? Where did I set it? Right here. See how the Mona Lisa's, but then like I said, her face flops. It's gonna break pretty easily. I might have to add a string to that. It's kind of annoying right there. Not a good idea for a stencil, I think, guys. Really. All right, so some of these are cut out. I'm thinking one of these naked ladies might be cut out already, or a witch. This is from the Goddess kit that we did this last year. What time do we have? Oh, we have 4 minutes left.
4 minutes left, yeah.
Oh my goodness. I could do a larger girl here, like her. She could be holding up a wall. She's kind of big. I don't want to really waste her. So what I'm going to do is I will finish these off. I will share photos as I do, you guys, as we usually do that. And I am ashamed to say I have 3 weekends of adventures that I have not posted yet. 3 weekends of drives that we took. And I apologize that I haven't done it yet. How about a naked lady? Should we add a naked lady? She goes nicely there, doesn't she? Some nakedness, or she's kind of more. Nope, I like the naked one. What do you think? Oh, here's some smaller ones. Maybe her. She's nice. So one of those probably, unless I find a fish. And then I don't know what to tell you. You're going to have to draw out the fish when you send it to me, Kylie. Can you do that?
Mm-hmm.
You can draw on your phone.
Yep.
Well, I would like to thank all of you for being here. And we had some new people today. It's a lot of fun to make new friends. If you're here for the first time, please subscribe, like, share, tell your friends about it. We never know what we're going to get up to over here, guys, right? We're always doing some sort of fun, inventive project. Go make some of these. Go make some postcards, or just keep layering until you like it. That's the only thing you can do. Just if you don't like it, keep going. Get past the ugly stage, and you will like what you come up with in the end. Just keep going. Doodle and cover things that you do like, even here and there, because you'll get there. You will. It's a lot of fun. And I'm really looking forward to all these being dry so I can play with them some more, because I have some more ideas now. You'll do that. And I'm sorry we didn't hear enough from you, Kylie, because I was so freaking yappy.
No,
today.
You're fine. No, it's been great. I've enjoyed reading chat.
We're rapid firing.
Great.
That's
I love your creations. They look superb.
Oh, thank you. I am really tickled with them. I think I look forward to seeing them finished and sharing them. So you guys can catch me on social media. I'm not on Facebook very often, but you'll definitely find me on TikTok and Instagram, and I can post them on here too. How's that sound? Thank you everyone for joining us. And I guess I better find my mouse, huh? Can't log off without it. There we go. And you guys all have a magical Saturday, and I'll see you in the morning at the PM Artist Studio stream. Bye, guys. Thanks a lot.
Bye, everyone.
And thanks, Kylie.
Thank you, Sharon. Thanks for having me on.